Hello everyone. So this is going to be your introductory session about the TOEFL exam. The one who's just joined us. So let me briefly explain you about this. TOEFL exam is an exam which is widely accepted in USA. And this is just only an English proficiency exam. You do not, its score is not going to get you a good university or bad university. This is an exam just only for the English proficiency, to check your English proficiency, that how much English do you know, and whether you can interact with the people, whether you can read the English and understand its meaning, logic, and whether you could write English or whether you could speak English. So that's all about this TOEFL exam. Actually, there is nothing more. And this exam is of usually 120 marks, and you are 80 marks are qualifying marks. Okay, qualifying marks, but believe me, it's not a good marks if you are getting somewhere around 80 to 95. It is not going to be a very good score. Okay, so it is suggested that you try to take at least somewhere around 100 to 105. So usually students take this much score. Okay, and if I tell you about the difficulty of this exam, then there were many students who who have scored around 100 marks by just only preparing for 4 to 5 days. Okay, so if you're preparing for 1 month and 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then your score should be somewhere around this, and you would definitely get it if you are following the strategies. Okay, so that's how you are. And talking about in Europe, this is also accepted in Europe. Okay, it is also accepted in Europe, and this is going to be just only an English proficiency exam, and GR is there, in which you have to score basically a lot, as much as you can. That is going to get you a good university. So this EDS, Educational Testing Services, ets.org is one website who are the organizer of these exams. So whenever you want to watch anything regarding this TOEFL exam, you can always visit their website. Okay, so there are lots of things provided on that website, pattern and all those things, what kind of questions do you get. So you can always visit that website, and this is the link provided here on in the bottom of this slide. And even if you write down ets.org TOEFL exam or TOEFL pattern, so you would get a lots of content on that exam, because this is the only organization which is going to set exams for you. Okay, so there is no trouble in visiting that website. So each one of the questions, sample question paper, everything is provided on that website. So there is no trouble in visiting that. So try to watch it in between if you get time. Okay, and you can repeatedly check that. Now, coming to the first slide, so marks distribution is 120 marks. 4 sections would be there, in which each would be of 30 marks, and expected score from you is actually 100 to 110 marks. Minimum qualifying score is 80 marks, and as I told you, that 80 to 95 is going to be a bad score, and professor will think about you that you are not that much proficient in English. So try to score somewhere around 100 to 110 marks. Okay, and sectional cutoff, this is once again a very important thing. There would be a few universities in USA which would ask you to clear sectional cutoff in the speaking and the writing section. Okay, so you would have to score 25 marks. Try to get this much of score. If you are not having that much of score, then I would say that 2 out of 10 universities will ask for this sectional cutoff. So try to score more than 25 marks in the speaking and writing section. So if you ask me that what is the probability of getting this much score, then I would say 7 out of 10 students or 8 out of 10 students easily score this much of exams in score marks in the speaking and writing section. Okay, because you are that later on you would have to perform some TA duties in your exam in the bachelor's classes or during your PhD work. So that's why speaking and writing is just only for the writing research articles or like that. So it is important to know that much of speaking and writing. Okay, so this is a roughly this is the time duration for the exam. So usually it is somewhere around 3 hours 30 minutes approximately, not exactly. So you could see here there are actually audio clips in the exams, so those their length could vary, and also audio clips are there in the speaking writing, so it could vary, but most roughly it would be around 3 or 30 minutes, and there would be a break of 10 minutes in between. Okay, so reading, there would be reading sections in which you would get 3 or 4 reading comprehensions. So you would get 10 questions in each reading comprehension, and you would have to answer for those questions. Okay. And in the listening section, you would listen to a lots of audio clips. First question, you would have to listen to, audio clip. On the basis of that, you would have to answer certain questions given on the screen. Okay. And audio clips could not be replayed. So make sure that whatever you're listening, we will discuss in the more detail while we will do all those sections in very much details. So no worries. Just try to take the brief idea and the brief outlines of the exam, that what is it all about. Okay. In the speaking section, there would be a few questions, and you would have to answer for that. And there would be a particular task. There would be a particular format for answer and a particular time limit. Just it is actually somewhere around 45 seconds, 60 seconds. You would have to speak for 45 to 60 seconds for those questions. Okay. And in the writing part, you would get 2 tasks in which you will have to write essay, and you will have to answer 1 questions based on the audio clip. Also, there is actually a combination of questions. Questions. It could not be explained in just only 1 lecture. So later on, we would do all those in more details. Sometimes you will have to read an article, and thereafter you would have to answer for that by speaking. And sometimes you would have to listen to an audio clip, and thereafter you would read a reading article, and thereafter you will answer that by speaking or that by writing. So there are different kinds of questions. Okay. So as of now, just try to think that there would be combination of the things. Even in the speaking section, you could get reading plus listening, writing plus audio clip. Okay, so all of those things would be there. So let's see in more detail that what would we have. So reading section. So guys, as we discussed, there would be 3 to 4 reading passages and approximately of 700 words. Number of questions would be 10 per passage, and 54 to 72 minutes in the all to actually basically answer all the questions. So what is important here? If you are getting 3 reading comprehensions, you would get 54 minutes, and if you're getting 4 reading comprehensions, then you are going to get 72 minutes. So how many number of reading comprehensions are there? You would get time according to that. So no worries that you would not be asked to do 4 reading comprehensions in 54 minutes. Okay, so it would not happen if you would be given enough time. Okay, so now, okay, so the questions, this sentence is actually about the questions. If you have to answer any question, so information of that question or option for that question is already provided. The information asked to you is already provided in the paragraph. So it doesn't matter that from which domain you belong to. Okay, what is your research area, what is your background. Even if you could get reading comprehension from geography, you could get it from the economics. So it doesn't matter actually from which domain you have got the reading comprehensions, because all the information would be there in the reading that passage. Okay, so question types, there would be certain types of questions: detail type of question, negative detail, vocabulary kind of question, inference kind of question, and plug-in kind of question, and summary kind of question. So those are the types of questions, and there is certain strategy to solve all those questions. So we would discuss that strategies while we will start with the reading section. So there is no worries about the strategies because I told you already that if you are given enough time, just half an hour for solving this question, this 1 reading comprehension, everyone could do that. But when it comes about to solve this in the given time limit, then we would have to follow some strategies. Okay, so that would be more important for you. So strategies are important. Okay, so that we would discuss during the classes. Now coming to listening part. So there would be certain audio clips. Okay, you will go through the listening section in sets of 3. Okay, you would listen to one conversation of 3 to 5 minutes of conversation between a man and woman, and you will have to take the notes. And whenever you are getting any audio clip in the TOEFL exam, you have to take the notes, because you could not replay the audio clip. You would have to take note just only once. Okay, so later on, you would be given a number of questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would be given a certain number of questions on the basis of that audio clip only. So if you have taken very good notes, then you will be in a situation to answer all those questions. But if you do not contain the information asked to you in the questions in your notes, then you may miss some questions, or you may opt for wrong answers. Okay, so try to take the notes whenever you get the audio clip in the TOEFL exam. Okay, so 3 to 5 minutes of audio clip would be there, and thereafter you would get the questions. So once in the next kind of question, it would be a lecture, just only kind of university lecture from any of the domain. You will have to take the notes, and after that you will have to answer the questions based on that particular lecture. Discussion lecture. So in this part, it could be a discussion between a man and a professor and a student. So on the basis of that, you will have to answer the questions at the end of this particular discussion lecture kind of audio clip. Okay, so that's how your listening section would be. This kind of questions could be there. Okay, it would never happen that 4 people are discussing something with each other. Okay, it would be just only a man and woman, because that is easily distinguishable, and yes, it would be there in the same format only. Okay, now coming to conversation. So 5 questions would be there from audio clip, 6 questions from lecture part, 6 questions once again from the discussion lecture. So total this much of questions would be there. Talking about the speaking tasks, so guys, first one would be independent speaking. There would be 4 tasks here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So first task would be independent speaking. Means you would be, let me give you an example that if you want to choose this university, or which university would you choose for your higher education? So this is totally independent speaking kind of question. You could say anything. I'm going to choose IIT Delhi. I'm going to choose Pennsylvania State University. I'm going to choose NIT Trichy. So like this, there would be an independent speaking kind of question. So you could speak anything that you want. Okay, but 2 to 4, there would be integrated speaking kind of question. So here you could get one reading passage also, and one audio clip also, or you would ask to answer. I mean, there could be a combination of something, and on the basis of this reading part and audio clips, you would have to speak. Means you will have to club the information of both of those two. Whenever I'm saying integrated speaking, then it means this question contains reading part also. You do not need to think about that actually, and you do not also need to learn all those methods and all those types of questions. When you will practice, and when we will do those sections in details, it would be very much clear to you. It may look difficult to you, but it's not difficult. I'm just only telling you about the types of question that we are going to get in the exam. Okay, you could get one reading part, you could get one audio clip, means that is listening part, and on the basis of that, you will have to speak something. So this is what the integrated speaking kind of questions are. Okay, integrated speaking would be there, integrated writing would be there. So that's how those types of questions would be. Okay, and when you are reading something, you will have to take the notes, and also we do not take the entire notes actually. We try to take notes in the form of keywords. I mean, the shortest words possible. Just suppose you are writing here independent, then you can just only write INDPT, whatever is understandable to you. I mean, the shortest possible. Obviously, the speed at which someone is speaking, you could not take the notes at that fast speed. So that's why we take the notes in the form of keywords. So what are the keywords? Shortest forms means the important words in the line, just only the important words, nothing else. Okay, so that would be the integrated speaking kind of question. So 2 to 4 would be the integrated speaking type of question. Okay, now coming to details. Yes, so that is the detail. We discussed it already. Yes, so there is one different point here, that you are given once, just suppose you heard an audio clip and thereafter you are asked to speak about that. Then given a time in between that, 15 to 30 seconds to prepare your response. And you just have to write just only 1 or 2 keywords about you, which you are going to explain. Okay, so that would not be a trouble. And how to take those keywords, that we will do in more details. To respond, speak into the microphone, and your response will be recorded. Okay, so 17 minutes to complete your speaking section. I think we have discussed everything, and you will have to speak for 45 to 60 seconds. We discussed it in the very first slide. So this much time is given to you to speak. Okay, so if you follow the particular format, if you follow the good format to speak, to respond to the questions asked to you by the computer, so then 45 to 60 minutes are not, I mean, a very long duration. You could speak very easily for this much of time. Okay, So that's what you have to keep in mind. In one question, in the very first question, you will have to speak for 45 seconds, and in out of 2 to 4, you may have to speak for 60 seconds. Just only that much, not more than that. Now, coming to writing section, here we just only have two questions and two tasks. Just only two tasks you have to complete here, but that would be of one would be of 20 minutes and second one would be of 30 minutes. So let me tell you that what kind of this is. I'll explain this to you in detail so that you can become familiar. So what will happen in the task one? In the task one, you will have to speak in 33 minutes to read an article. You will have to read for the three. You will be given a reading article. So you would speak. You would read that for 3 minutes, and thereafter you will listen to a lecture. Okay. So that lecture would be last for 2 minutes, and you will be asked a question about the lecture and the article. You will be given 20 minutes to write an essay. So you can see the article again during this time. So that's how the integrated writing kind of question is. Okay. Once you will get the reading article, and thereafter you will get the audio clip, and means you are doing reading here, and thereafter you are doing listening here, and thereafter you are writing something. Okay, so that's how this integrated writing kind of question is. Okay, and similar is the case in the independent speaking kind of question. Okay, so let's see now what kind of question number 2 is. So it would be just only independent writing kind of question. You will be just only asked about your opinion. You will be asked about your opinion, and you will just have to make your essay. Okay, so what changes you want to see in your hometown from your new political representative? So this kind of question you could be asked to you. What kind of changes you want to see? You just have to write an essay, and word limit would be around for both of them 300 to 400 words. Okay, but totally relevant words, means you could not write anything rubbish. So I mean 300 to 400 words, if you have written it very well, then for this much of word limit is more than sufficient. Even if you are writing 500 words, 600 words, and it does not have good content, then it is not going to be a very good response. So try to make it very effective. So we will see all those methods, how to make those essays very effective. And this is all about the 4 sections. Now, thank you so much.